desks, because some of the desks we can fold. Bed. Oh, can we come and do the bed? Bed, so we can do that. This is what we call a profiling bed. We can bring it apart and come and build up in the area where you are, or in your room. And look, all the equipment work. All the equipment work. So this bed will come all the way to your workplace or a designated center where you want us to do training. In order to move a service user, you need a slide sheet. There are different types of and sizes of slide sheets. We can demonstrate and use what's appropriate. This is a slide sheet. It helps you to move the service user on the bed, sliding them up and down. You're wondering, oh, how then can we do that? Given that this bed has got some size. I'll take out this one here. Just put it over here. You see, this bed is adjustable. You can move the sides, so you have access to that. The other side, same way. You can actually do the same thing. So it makes your moving and handling very, very easy. So you use the slide sheet, two-man movement, the other person over there. So, in short, book the West Midlands Open College trainers will come to your place. We do mobile training. Signing off, John Lukomona. Waiting for your call.
Okay, maybe we can start with this one as we do our vision. Should I share the how we started here? Where is it? I'll just run that video clip because you like it, and then we proceed from there.
West Midlands Open College. Here you can study online and also face-to-face with a tutor. You can study in the comfort of your own home or on the go. We aim to help with business startups, those looking for work, working in restaurants and more. There are many tutors that are available to help you at any level. We offer entrepreneurship, health and social care, church management and leadership, and much, much more.
Hi, my name is David. I've been with the West Midlands Open College for a short time now. And all I can say is that I'm really impressed with their working materials. The website has got everything you need to know, everything the tutors offer, the support when you need it. Everything is reliable. So I encourage you guys to join West Midlands Open College. It's good.
We used to use that a lot on the YouTube to attract people when they started. It was pretty good. We had contacts in Manchester, Birmingham, etc. We're running programs here once every month at this center for this. Perfect. So that's a short video clip. Now, what we want to do is to find a similar one now, produce a similar one with new provisions, the new things that we are doing. So that's where we are going. So that's a snapshot of the journey of West Midlands Open College. Now, allow me to crave your indulgence. So we will turn back and then begin our short presentation. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? Yeah, Jared, okay. So what we'll be doing, if we can turn around, I want us to make use of the flip chart as well, and then we introduce one another. Introduce yourself the maximum you can. You don't just have to introduce yourself with what you do with WMOC beyond that, and then we proceed, yeah? Is that okay? So if we start just turning around this way, I've got my own, I will introduce the theme of the vision. We can turn around there. Anybody? I can drop it. No, grab something. Yes, grab something, please. Grab something. Eh? Have something. So somebody eats biscuits. Somebody. Somebody eats biscuits.
Oh, he wants biscuits.
Maybe you're eating some already, I know that. No, I've brought me that little bread as well. It looks good. Okay, let me start by introducing the day, the evening. Can I see myself? Is it recording? Yes. I can see myself better. So we're recording so that we do the exams. You know, he's an assessor, he will be assessing us. Okay. My name is John Lukomona, as you already know me. My wife, Denise Lukomona, we work together. She's got her own business, childcare, which is growing pretty good. And it's both our business. We run the business together. She calls me, "Are you busy?" I said, "Just say what you want me to do. Come and pick up the kids over here." So I do that. Then I present a bill. I'm charging £40 per hour. The professor. Right. So, what do you see? You're seeing a man here who has had a vision for a long time. When I was little, like this, God just told me, I believe that you're going to set up a big organization for training in your family, which you call a university. And I was doing that throughout my life. They called me much for the prophet, etc. But it came to pass when we were about 24. My brother was about 20, 21. He was about 24, 26. There, we decided to open a school in Zambia. We said, let's go for it. We did. We paid some amount of money, and we educated lots of people. Children from prime ministers, Kent Coundas, and grandchildren were coming there. And Chinubas, thank you for Mama. Oh, thank you. We're coming there. So my passion is to develop people. Because education, when you impart new knowledge, you get new levels of access to finance, access to job promotion, access to business development. That's what it is. And I feel satisfied when I see people achieve. And some of my students, which I trained in Warsaw at the campus, right in Warsaw as well, many years ago, they're still doing all right. And I've seen it. So that gives me joy. I've done these programs at campuses, but as years went by, I think open learning would be the best. So we can reach people where they are, in the comfort of their room, of their home, whatever it is, and one-to-one, and sometimes bring them together, and still create opportunity for those who want the classroom-based learning. So we set up the Westminster Open College. Before this one, I was running a partnership college in Oldbury. Welcome to that center. One of you at my wife will have been there. Oldbury is fantastic. But as students were coming from different parts, they'll say, "Do you have a branch there? Do you have a branch there?" And I thought, I think the idea of open learning, we set up premises where candidates are will be better. And that's why we set this up. And we said, every tutor must have their own office in their home, then they go to centers to deliver. Administration, we do it where we are, then we go to centers to deliver. So now, where we are as at the MOC, we have, and coming in. Oh, welcome, yes. That's Joyce Amoko, powerful business woman. I think she owns a business along this one. So we told people to come in. Come in. Okay. Wonderful. Just drop in there. So the idea now was WMOC satellites. How do you spell satellites? S-T-L-L?
Yes.
L-I-T. Satellite centers. I think this has become welcome. Good to see you. Yes, we give a chance to talk. Hello, come in. So I now believe it was 6 o'clock. Because I was texting people. Yes.
That's what you meant.
You wrote, yes. Come in, madam, grab a chair. And fantastic. So So now, WMOC was born to set up satellite centers to reach students everywhere. Now, one of the key areas that we thought of is number one. I'm going to be time for 8 more minutes. Number one, under satellite centers, if I say SCE satellite center, we target individuals, individuals, and also organizations. I'll just put both. Individuals will lead us to their families and friends. Families and friends. Are you seeing this on here? Organizations, we call them gatekeepers. Gates. They lead us to their groups. That's the WMOC vision, their groups. So our work is to find individuals who want to do business with us and also organizations who want to do business with us. So here we give them a stakeholding. Many of you are on this stakeholding, which is of 10%. So the people that you sign up, you get your stakeholding, which is 10%. So organizations, 2 forms. Number one, same one, the 10%. And the second one is what we call delivery. They can actually become delivery partners, where they bring some of these programs we do and deliver them in their organization, and we accredit them by appointing qualified tutors and trainers. Some of the people that are on this program, you may find yourselves helping out in there. This is the vision of WMOC, and this is how we operate. This is in England, and Wales, England and Wales. And then we are also in Europe and Africa. We're using the same method to reach out. And this is where we are right now. Our target by the end of this year is to reach 1,200 candidates. Just in entrepreneurship alone. Then in the teaching qualifications, which is education and training, we are looking to do 500. This is education and training, 500. Then we want 100 on the assessor, the pure assessor qualifications. You've got some leaflets here. Pure assessor qualifications. Then here, 50 for what we call the EQA, external quality assurance. People like Gerard is qualified in that area. 1 plus 50. Then about 20 IB, internal verifications. All these programs are available. All of you can go on it. And this also means better money for you. Easy money. You just wait for you to come from your home. Examples can use you. So this is our vision. This is our vision. It was the vision I believe God gave me. Now it is our vision. When you have a vision, you export to people and they support you. This is what we've come to. We do graduation ceremonies every year, around about 21st or 20th of June. It's got to be around about this time. Strategically, because other community events take place around about June, so we have focused ourselves on that. In a row, we've done two of these graduations. If it falls on a day that's not very good, just push that a little bit forward and do it coincide with the weekend. It comes on the platform what we call Amakaya Business Network, to which many of you have come. The business network brings all businesses from different walks of life to come and showcase what they do. So the college puts the graduation there strategically. So this is up with my 10 minutes, what WMOC is all about. Now, who can join the college as a candidate? Anyone. It's across the board. And many of you will shout your own story. You've done quite well, very well indeed, graduated, certified, anyone. We run 2 types of programs. The first one is what we call internal. Internal simply means we have produced internal. I think it's fair, yeah? Very good. Number one, internal, which we have designed based on what the customers want to learn, focused on their businesses or other things. Secondly, we do the external, which is from other organizations, like us, we have the QNUK, Qualifications Network UK. We run the assessor program, the teaching program. These are nationally recognized qualifications and many more. There's quite a huge list. So this is what we are all about as WMC. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? First, I come to answer some questions. You want to grab something? Mommy, want something to drink? A question.
Now, some of us were waiting for the marking, for the external verifier to do the marking. When are we graduating?
Same, it's going to be next year. We want to introduce a November graduation as well, Chair. We are thinking about, we hear what people think. You can do two in a year. Is it, how do you think? Yeah. You can do 2 in a year.
Well, it's roll off,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter when they start,
Yeah.
or really when they finish.
That's right.
And then you as you say, perhaps twice a year.
Yeah, twice a year. If you
And
miss
they will-
this one, you do that one.
Yeah.
Mine, there's one qualification I've done 6-7 years ago. I've now gone to graduation, so I can go anytime. So yeah, probably we might introduce. We still have people.
I think it's good to have it 2 times in a year.
2 times, yeah.
Yes, if you look at the way the system is going on academically, some ends sometimes around October, some people end around January, February. So graduation is always April and September.
Yeah. So second one's coming. So you might be matching on the podium not long from now. Yes. Any other question? Have you had a chance to go through the
Question. Maybe for those of us who have want to extend this vision
Okay.
abroad,
Yes.
how do you think you can organize it or create directly with the Tamakaya from abroad?
It's same, it's the same method. There's a form that you fill in to apply to become a partner, introduce a partner or delivery partner. For delivery partner, there's also a center inspection because they want to be delivering programs. So we have got standards that we use, even our external exam boards, if they hear that we are delivering programs in a place where it's not conducive, we might lose our license. So there's a standard that we give you a form, we check, if you satisfy all the requirements, we endorse you. Otherwise, we recommend for you to put certain things in place.
Maybe why here or over there?
Anywhere where we recommend. If it's over there, we travel. Like this September, I'm off with the team to Zambia. Yeah. Then the next one is Ghana. Ghana, there's something I'm doing. And Burundi, because somebody who's doing something for us, he's a student at the moment, he's finishing it. So a form can be given to you to complete. Any question?
Possible to have it today? Or
Yes, you can do it. Yes. Complete form. Okay. Fantastic. Now the programs we are offering, on the list here. Do you have a list? That's Joyce.
Yeah.
Joyce is the one who told me that we put my home address for the venue. So thank you for that notice. She was ready to come. Okay. Yeah, the courses, we have more online there. These are the ones we present. Entrepreneurship. How many people are doing business here? How many people are doing business in one or another? Yes. Entrepreneurship is a key point because the shortfalls you find in business, you overcome them through training. This is a very powerful program. So take the reference before you go. And then we have the teaching and assessing qualifications. which we have, yes, which we have there. This teaching qualification is a powerful tool, believe me, is a powerful tool. Why do I say so? In any discipline you are in, whatever you're doing, at some point you can begin to teach that as a freelance trainer. And it's also good money and easy money. So begin to think of adding to your qualification a teaching course. Also you can go and look for other colleges and also industry. They look for trainers and assessors, because quality assurance has become a big thing in the United Kingdom. Every time and again I receive jobs on they call it job circle. Every day there's assessor required. Assessor, engineering, assessor, health and social care, assessor, training nursing, assessor, hairdressing, assessor. So, wow! So this has become a powerful tool because of the quality assurance. So don't underestimate it. And if I can give an idea of how much money you earn per day, minimum £150. And you don't do too much work. All you do, they give you maybe 10 quality things to look at. Because the system requires that somebody must have a second eye and score an assessor for quality to be assured. If you don't see anybody who's qualified saying that product is not certified. So that's how important you are. You may be required to be in that place for one day, doing nothing, but looking at certain processes. So this is it. I think this is very important. And then we have the care certificate. You can see our equipment, part of it delivered by WMOC, and our trainers are here. This is also good money. Could be a part-time job for you. Easy, don't care. Just go and sit down there, look after somebody nicely, make some easy money in the evening. Add on to a qualification. It's very important. Also, in the long run, if you add it in a teaching qualification and assessor, you can become a qualified assessor in the health and social care industry, for which quality is a big thing. So this is very important. Information technology, where we are not having enough applicants, because many people now are IT skilled. No one is applying for this. I don't know. Last year we had 2. We said fine. But it's a good tool. You can climb to higher levels where you begin to look at databases, effective use of the internet. Internet is not just email. There's a lot of things there. I think Oliver uses it a lot for marketing. You learn the MailChimp, you learn a lot of things. So WMOC offer that. Also food safety. How many people go to church here? Churches are cooking all the time, but very few have got food safety. If anybody has a stomach and they go to hospital and say, hey, that food you ate was, and they find your church hasn't got nobody with food safety certificate, you're in trouble, big trouble. So consider to look at that. Activity first aid, very important. We also have church leadership and management. This is where how many people go to church here? Very good program, yes. Very good program to go on. You learn the fundamentals of a church and also how leadership, how to be organized, and many more. And many other programs are online. This is WMOC. You're quite welcome. And then the days that we train over here in this center, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the timetable for, in particular, health and social care is on Thursdays. So if you take a copy there, every Thursday we are here. And many more. I finish. And just in case you want the toilet, it's over there, ladies and gentlemen. Just choose the appropriate one, and drinks are over there. So I finished. Any more questions? Thank you very much. May I call the next presenter? Introduce yourself. We are team members with WMOC and also external candidates who have come here. So we'd like to go first. Second. First. Thank you. This audience doesn't clap.
Yeah, I probably won't. Good evening, everyone. I'll explain who I am, because how John and I became acquainted is an interesting story. But just going back quite a few years now, I worked in industry for 10 years, but never felt entirely at home there, or that would be always my future. And in fact, what happened was, towards the end of that 10 years, my wife and I, we became Christians at a Baptist church not too far from here. And we found the whole direction of our life starting to change. I was working in industry, as I say, but recognised that maybe I should be somewhere else doing something quite different. And that difference was education. And in fact, I left industry, good evening, and went to Teachers Training College initially to train to teach in further education, because having an engineering industry background seemed appropriate. Except that at that time I couldn't find a job in local colleges, FE colleges, and ended up going to a secondary school, which was terrific because the head teacher was also a Christian. In fact, he's in our church now where we go to over in Bournemouth. But that set me off on a career, and the reason I felt comfortable and wanted to go down that route was because even though I'd only worked for 10 years, I felt that I got something to offer, something about life and work and experience that I could pass on to the students. And the irony of that is that I taught technology and maths. The maths was the irony because at school, and I went to a selective grammar school, I was in the 4th set out of 5 for mathematics, and a few years later I ended up teaching the subject, which was quite remarkable. But what I discovered was this, that in engineering you need mathematics, and somehow the light went on for me, going to college, doing engineering, and I understood, probably for the first time, what mathematics was really about. And from then on, I've always tried to make that connection between what I teach students and the real world out there. And I've never lost that. In fact, working in secondary, I've also worked in further education. I work for the local authority here, and like John, I've been involved in innovations, firstly from the word go, with all sorts of initiatives, government-funded initiatives, both in schools, in colleges, and in the local authority, and nationally, because the last 20-odd years I've worked nationally as an education consultant, specifically in the area of 14 to 19 education, and all the reforms. And if you've been here long enough, you'll know that our government, whichever shade of or persuasion they are, they're always bringing in reforms to the education system. And so much so that the teachers get really tired of it, can't keep up with it, and need someone there to go and help them understand it, explain it, and see them through it. And that's more or less what I've been doing for the last 20 odd years. And just to finish off, that little pen picture is that a year ago I stood down as a trustee and director of the Vine Trust in Warsaw, which some of you may know is a Christian organisation that essentially engages with hard-to-reach young people, providing training for them. But we also run a school for 14 to 16-year-olds that have been excluded from mainstream secondary education. Not surprisingly, then the school's called Second Chances. And 2 years ago, we opened a brand new school, and you'll be familiar with the phrase free school, and that school is also Studio School, which is a mainstream secondary school for 14 to 19-year-olds, which has grown and flourished over the last 2 years. They're entering their 3rd year, and they're virtually to capacity. It's been very successful, and we're absolutely thrilled about it. We thank God for what's gone on there. It's been absolutely brilliant. So that's my background. So when John and I met, and that was because I'm a Gideon, the Warsaw West Bromwich branch of Gideons International. One of my friends is Fred Stainthorpe, who John knew from Green Lane Baptist Church. He told John about the Gideons. I sent John, I think I sent you one of our newsletters, or for some reason or other, Fred said you should talk. So we got together. He knew that I was a Gideon, knew nothing about what I've just told you, and I ended up working for him. But that's the vision as well. It's to bring education and training to as wide greater number of people as possible, from as wide a spectrum as possible, at all levels as well. Because there's a phrase that we introduced into our system some years ago, and that was simply lifelong learning. And I think we all have to take that into account. We're learning for as long as we draw breath, you know. And so that's why when John talked to me about West Midlands Open College, it really seemed quite an exciting prospect. So what am I involved with? In the first instance, not surprisingly, the education, training and assessment, because I've worked for both the local authority and various awarding bodies, doing assessing, external and internal verifying, and also checking quality for Edexcel at various centres around the country in various types of qualification. I found that incredibly interesting. I've been to all sorts of places, FE colleges, of course, some schools. I've been to a brewery up in Yorkshire. I've been to a railway company in Derby, and so on and so forth, where people would engage with education and training and assessment. And that's the beauty. John's explained a little bit of it, so I'm not going to repeat it all, of the education, training and assessment program that we offer, because it has so many different applications and can open so many doors for you and indeed your employees or your colleagues for their futures. And of course, the key thing about it is that you do it, in a sense, on the job. So it's your day-to-day experience. And if that's not always practical, then we can arrange it here. So, for example, when it comes to the unit where you are to plan and deliver a teaching session, if that's not always available in your workplace, you don't have that opportunity, we can organise and arrange for that to happen here. So you go through the whole process and you'll be assessed and you'll get feedback and so on and so forth. How do you do? The other thing I'm involved with that I haven't yet had a student for, so if you know anyone, please encourage them, is the theology one. We were talking about it a moment ago. I'm wondering whether theology happens to be the right word. Perhaps church leadership might be a better one. But I'm involved in church leadership. I've been for quite a long time. And again, I have responsibility for various groups, various aspects of church life, including small groups, children's and youth ministries, and indeed missions, both home and abroad. And that's not simply preaching about it, but it's training people and helping others in the church and the body, in the fellowship, to come into those positions, understand what they're doing, and enable them to take it on. In fact, what we're doing is future-proofing the church. God knows that. We don't know how long, but He does. So we just carry on in that mission, in that work. That's what that qualification is about. It's about building leaders.
That's right.
Building leaders in today's church, but enabling them then to identify and build leaders themselves for the church of tomorrow or the future, for however long the church remains. So that's where we really need students in the theology part of it. Any church leaders across the whole spectrum, whether it's youth ministries, small groups, whatever, we need candidates in those areas. I'm going to say no more. I'll probably say too much anyway. But that's the beauty of going first, isn't it? If you go last, you get 2 minutes. If you want to ask me anything, I've got a student here, Dr. Francis, who's one of my students. And that was great, because him and Gravi, who got married here on Saturday, were a great start for me. Because although the programme wasn't a challenge academically for them, it was great to see them in their different environments and draw lessons from what they do. And what Dr. Francis does from Dr. Gravi are actually quite different. And that helps me, because I'm learning all the time, where they draw their evidence and experience from, how they relate what they're doing to what the course requires. So, anyone ask me anything? No?
I just have one question for you. Can you just share a little bit about your experience in your work as an assessor? what has been your experience, your observation? Do you know why I'm asking that? The reason is that I'm on the course at the moment.
Yes.
So if you could share your experience,
Yes.
somebody like me would take a lot of example from that.
Depending which program it is,
Education and training.
okay, then you look at the criteria and you look what's required to meet that criteria. The great thing about this program is that we now offer is that one, you get a portfolio, a dummy, what we call a dummy portfolio, which gives you everything you need from beginning to end. Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Come in, sit down. It gives you everything you need from beginning to end. We go through each of the units, broken down into the different sections and the criteria for those sections, so that we can talk about what evidence is required for that to meet that particular criterion, each individually, or perhaps group some together, and what sort of evidence do you need to produce in order to meet that criteria. That could be just simple practical evidence observation, it could be through a witness statement, it could be, I'll give you an example, with a graph. One of the things he had to demonstrate how he interacts with other people in his establishment
could support students within his particular class. So does he have? Well, he has learning support assistants, he has social services, he has the student sub in the university and so forth. So he can bring a copy of his university diary with all those different people, identify the ones he works with, and relate what we do with those people and how they can support him with his students in the classes that he teaches. So you're actually relating it to everyday activities. Dr. Francis, in his teaching on what he did, which I've been to on a good time, with his notes, with his lesson plan, and so on and so forth. And if some of those aspects aren't familiar to you, then we have, for example, block lesson plans. Work through on those so that you actually learn to produce a good lesson plan for the particular lesson you want to teach, the type of student you've got in there, the teaching method you're going to use, and the assessment you're going to employ. But with our tutors as well as lessons to help you do that. That's a long answer to a short question. I hope that helps.
Yeah, excellent. Fantastic. Have you had one? Gerard teaches on education and learning. It's a course that we offer. And if we go pick up some leaflets, what we can do before this person comes to speak, feel free to come pick up some leaflets, and we sit again and we talk. Is that okay? Fantastic. So we'll just come in, pick up leaflets, then we get some of the speakers. So we'll talk to Chief. And just to get to know each other, introduce yourself from the left to right, from the right to the left. Did you speak? Okay. Welcome. Pick up some leaflets and simply from there. Pick up some leaflets. Okay. So what is your how do you involve your must see your plans? Would you like to? My name is Martin. I would like to start with my